Today I would like to present to you a concept that will help you improve your controller grip, wrist movement, and also accelerate your progress in mastering motion aiming. Finding a controller grip that feels comfortable and supports free wrist movement for motion aiming should always be your first step when starting out with a gyro controller. After all, the way you grip and move the controller is the foundation you build your gyro journey onto. The stronger and better the foundation, the more accurate and precise your gyro results will be. And the creation of such a foundation is exactly what I will show you in today's video. This video will be the first of 4 videos in which I will show you everything you need to know about becoming a top-level gyro player. The start of this series will be today's video. In the other 3 parts, I will explain to you the different kinds of motion activation, or how to find your most optimal gyro sensitivity. What I will also cover in this series are the different motion smoothing presets and how to create your own custom one. But let's start with today's topic, the way you should grip and hold the controller. At the bottom of the video, you can see my hand cam. Let's expand it for a moment. The long-term goal that you want to achieve is to smoothly tilt or move your controller by evenly bending your wrist into any direction. If you have never used a gyro controller before, then this can be a bit of a challenge. The dexterity and coordination of your 2 arms might be significantly different, which means you may need a decent amount of training to avoid your arms and wrist from working against each other. If you want to achieve the highest level of accuracy, then both arms must work together. Now, almost all humans have preferential use of one hand. This hand is called the dominant hand, and separates humanity in the left-handed and right-handed group. Usually developed at a child's age, most of your daily tasks are done with your preferred hand. As a result, your dominant hand has higher coordination and dexterity skills than your weaker hand, which to some degree also applies to your wrists. Just think about tasks like brushing your teeth with the opposite arm, or writing your name with your weaker hand. This imbalance in dexterity and strength can of course also affect your motion aiming. Remember what I said earlier about the long-term goal you want to achieve. This can be really difficult if one of your arms has much greater capabilities than your other. So how do you achieve a well-balanced arm and wrist coordination then? In the beginning, it's actually best to do the entire opposite. Let's expand the hand cam again. Instead of trying to move the controller with both wrists at the same time, try to lead the controller with your dominant hand, and use the other hand as support. I am a right-handed person, like 90% of all people out there. So what I will do now is to primarily move and tilt my controller with my right hand. The left hand just follows the direction the controller is moved to. The grip of my left hand is very light yet firm to add sufficient stability. As you can see, my right arm is barely moving while my left arm is following the controller. All the movement is coming out of my right wrist. If you have never used a gyro controller before, then this aiming method will likely directly improve your motion accuracy. Instead of having 2 arms that hinder, or even work against each other, you will start your gyro experience with dexterity capabilities of your dominant hand. The advantage of this strategy is due to your weaker hand being forced to follow the controller. Your brain will automatically start to improve your arm coordination and hand dexterity. This allows you to incorporate your weaker hand into the aiming process step by step. Once you have developed a feeling for aiming with your dominant hand, you can start to distribute the workload in the following way. You still primarily aim with your dominant hand, but 10% of the movement also comes from your weaker one. So 90% is done by your right hand, and 10% by your left hand. And the more you play, the more you can adjust and even out the distribution. That way, your weaker arm will quickly catch up to your dominant one. This is how you can reach the long-term goal that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Another thing I would like to address is the resting position of your arms. Ideally, you do not completely rest your arms on a surface, such as a desk or your lap. This will obstruct your movement freedom and negatively affect your motion accuracy. As you can see, I can barely move my controller to the left or right side. Upward movements are still possible, but my range on downward movements is very limited. A scenario like this almost inevitably forces you to use very high motion sensitivities, which pretty much will always result in poor aim accuracy. Also, it is very difficult to use the dominant hand as the lead in such a situation. So instead of resting your whole arms on a surface or an object, I recommend to only rest your elbows on it. Your arms are slightly lifted to offer more room for gyro movements. The amount you want to lift your arms is fully up to you, of course. Use a position that feels comfortable. This will provide you with the necessary freedom to smoothly move the controller into any direction. It is also the best foundation to learn and master gyro aiming on. In the next episode, I will show you how to build onto this foundation by explaining to you what the different motion activations are for and how you can find the one that works the best for you.
So guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button or maybe even subscribe to this channel to not miss out on any of the upcoming videos. Also, contrary to popular belief, this channel is not an official XIM channel. I run this channel in my free time to bring you guys the latest XIM news and tricks. So if you want to support what I do, then maybe consider to join the YouTube channel membership. Channel members usually get around 1 to 4 weeks of early access to all new videos. Plus, we also have a nice little Discord to discuss XIM settings and other stuff. But that's about it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching and I will maybe see you in the next one.